Have you ever wondered what truly lies beneath the surface of everyday interactions, concealed within unspoken gestures? Our physical movements betray emotions and intentions far more candidly than words ever could. Mastering this profound yet often overlooked skill of nonverbal decipherment offers an unparalleled advantage in both personal and professional spheres. It enables you to navigate complex social landscapes with newfound clarity, understanding the authentic sentiments of others. Imagine the insight gained from discerning unspoken cues, unlocking a deeper comprehension of human behavior. Every subtle shift in posture, every fleeting microexpression, provides a unique data point in the intricate calculus of human behavior. These minute signals, often imperceptible to the untrained eye, form a rich tapestry of genuine emotion. Interpreting them correctly can reveal deep-seated feelings or unspoken thoughts, offering a window into another's psyche. Bob Bryan, our dedicated observer, understands the paramount importance of capturing these transient indicators. He knows that true mastery begins with diligent attention to the most minute, often overlooked, details. Such keen observational skills are not merely academic. They confer a tangible, strategic advantage in nearly all aspects of life. Imagine influencing outcomes in negotiations, fostering deeper connections in personal relationships, or preemptively addressing conflicts by understanding unspoken tensions. This profound literacy in nonverbal language allows you to anticipate, to respond, and ultimately, to guide interactions with informed precision. The path to this mastery, as Bob will demonstrate, is both rigorous and profoundly rewarding. To embark on this transformative journey, one must first cultivate an unbiased perspective, shedding preconceived notions about others' expressions. Every individual presents a unique lexicon of gestures and tells, requiring careful calibration and contextual understanding. Bob, eager to refine his expertise, prepares himself for a series of immersive observations. He understands that genuine insight springs from objective analysis, unclouded by assumptions. This foundational approach ensures a more accurate and profound interpretation of the human condition. Our first encounter begins in a seemingly ordinary public space, where the tapestry of daily life unfolds with countless unspoken narratives. Each passing individual offers a potential case study in the nuanced language of the body. Bob positions himself discreetly, an attentive student in the bustling classroom of the world. He prepares to meticulously document every fleeting gesture and subtle posture. This initial observation marks the threshold of his deeper exploration into nonverbal communication. Among the myriad passers-by, Bob's gaze settled upon a particular individual whose repetitive hand motions suggested a deeper, perhaps subconscious, internal monologue. The gentle tapping of fingers against a worn briefcase, an almost rhythmic pulsation, seemed to convey more than simple impatience. This gesture, frequently dismissed as trivial, could, in fact, reveal an intricate emotional landscape. Bob carefully notes the cadence, the pressure, and the precise angles of the digits, seeking the hidden meaning. Delving deeper, Bob theorized that the meticulous button sorting, combined with the rhythmic tapping, wasn't merely a hobby but a sophisticated coping mechanism. Each sorted button, he hypothesized, represented an unresolved psychological query, each tap a frustrated attempt at closure. The apparent calm was merely a facade, barely, concealing an inner maelstrom of unexpressed anxieties. He felt a profound sense of revelation, as if peeling back layers of the mundane to expose raw, emotional truth. Bob, convinced of his astute analysis, then perceived the juggler's subsequent stumble, a mere loss of balance, as a dramatic plea for emotional assistance. The dropped persimmons were not simply gravity's consequence, but symbols of shattered dreams and unfulfilled aspirations. The hovering drone, to Bob, represented a critical, unseen observer, adding to the subject's internal pressure. He felt a powerful impulse to intervene, believing he had uncovered a profound, unspoken distress signal. Driven by his unwavering conviction, Bob decided to offer a sympathetic, nonverbal gesture of his own, believing it would communicate solidarity and understanding. He adopted what he perceived to be a universal stance of empathy, standing on one leg, attempting to mimic the stoic posture of a flamingo. He hoped this unique, silent affirmation would signal his profound insight into the individual's inner turmoil, offering solace without words. Bob was certain this would bridge the perceived emotional chasm. Undeterred by the bustling indifference of the commuters, Bob then found himself in a peculiar room, filled with silently spinning miniature windmills. He noticed a lone pigeon perched on a stack of encyclopedias, cocking its head in a specific manner. To Bob, this was not mere avian curiosity. It was a complex gesture of profound philosophical contemplation, an unspoken inquiry into the nature of rotational mechanics. The pigeon's unblinking stare, therefore, signified a search for universal truths. Later, observing a solitary, oversized rubber duck adrift in a dimly lit, empty swimming pool, Bob recognized another layer of profound, albeit silent, communication. The duck's gentle bobbing, he reasoned, was not simply buoyancy but an existential lament about the fleeting nature of joy and the inherent solitude of the floating existence. A forgotten, tarnished trombone lying near the pool's edge, seemingly abandoned, amplified the duck's perceived melancholic narrative. Bob felt he understood its unspoken sorrows completely. Bob then turned his discerning eye towards a mundane porcelain teacup, which, to his utter astonishment, seemed to be weeping tiny droplets of chamomile tea. He hypothesized that the teacup's cracked surface was not merely a flaw, but a manifestation of its deep-seated emotional trauma, caused by countless forgotten mornings and lukewarm infusions. The melancholic drips, therefore, represented its quiet, persistent grief, a silent plea for acknowledgement. He found its suffering surprisingly profound. His observations deepened further when he encountered a line of individuals, each sporting increasingly oversized hats, attempting to peel invisible bananas. Bob quickly deduced that the hats symbolized escalating levels of social inhibition, while the phantom fruit represented a shared, unspoken desire for unbridled joy and freedom. The tiny chihuahua, intently watching from a picnic basket, served as an objective, non-judgmental witness to this unique human ritual. Bob perceived this as a profound act of collective vulnerability. Bob, undeterred by species barriers, extended his analytical framework to the animal kingdom, engaging a particularly fluffy Persian cat in what he considered a deeply profound dialogue. He interpreted the cat's languid batting at a string of dried cranberries as a complex expression of existential ennui, a feline commentary on the cyclical nature of trivial pursuits. The cat's periodic purrs were, to Bob, affirming declarations of its agreement with his astute psychological insights. He felt an undeniable kinship with the animal. Finally, Bob observed a weather vane shaped like a bewildered squirrel, its tail perpetually pointing towards what he interpreted as a zone of collective, unexpressed anxiety. He concluded that the squirrel's fixed posture was not merely a decorative element, but a profound symbolic representation of society's pervasive, unspoken distress. The weather vane, therefore, became a powerful oracle, constantly broadcasting emotional turbulence to those capable of reading its intricate metallic language. He felt this was a universal truth. In a climactic moment of profound, albeit misguided, insight, Bob synthesized all his observations into a grand theory. All inanimate objects, animals, and even atmospheric phenomena were engaged in a global, interconnected conversation. Every creak, flutter, and tilt, he confidently asserted, was a meticulously coded message, revealing the universe's true, unspoken intentions. He believed he had cracked the universal code of communication. His mind buzzed with the magnitude of his discoveries. His discoveries had, quite unexpectedly, initiated a cascade of highly peculiar events around him. The municipal trash can, responding to what Bob perceived as its existential angst, had dramatically externalized its internal turmoil. Yet, amidst the resulting public chaos and the bewildered expressions of the street sweepers, Bob remained utterly serene. He saw not disorder, but a beautiful, if unconventional, symphony of authentic expression, a testament to his groundbreaking insight. Despite the undeniable pandemonium, Bob's conviction only strengthened. He believed the world was simply responding to its newly liberated truths, finally able to express itself without inhibition. The misplaced traffic cones and wailing saxophone, far from being random, were direct consequences of this newfound, unfiltered communication. He felt a profound sense of pioneering, achievement, as if he had single-handedly catalyzed a global awakening in nonverbal expression. His vision remained perfectly clear. Elevated on a wobbly pedestal of stacked antique encyclopedias, Bob delivered his ultimate pronouncement, gesturing grandly towards a mural depicting a giant, abstract, many-limbed organism. This creature, he declared, was the embodiment of the universe's collective subconscious, its myriad limbs symbolizing the countless forms of nonverbal communication he had now mastered. His shadow, stretching dramatically across the scene, seemed to affirm his colossal intellectual footprint. He felt completely vindicated in his unique understanding. Bob, a true master of nonverbal decipherment, had not just learned to read body language, he had transformed it into a fundamental principle governing all existence. For him, every object, every creature, every phenomenon now possessed a speakable vocabulary awaiting his unique translation. He firmly believed his insights were not mere interpretations, but revelations of a deeper, hidden reality. This profound ability, he concluded, was absolutely essential for navigating the newly unveiled universal dialogue. And so, Bob continued his journey, armed with his unique, unwavering understanding of the world's unspoken language. He believed he had not only decoded human gestures but had also tapped into the very essence of cosmic communication. The bizarre reactions he left in his wake were, to him, mere footnotes in the unfolding grand narrative of universal understanding. His purpose was clear: to continue translating the world, one misinterpreted signal at a time. The world remained, for Bob, a beautifully eloquent enigma. If you enjoyed this episode, like and subscribe for more. Ring the bell and comment below. And remember, don't think too hard, you'll hurt yourself.